Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the relationship between psychopathy and criminal behavior. Psychopathy is a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse, manipulative and deceitful behavior, and an inflated sense of self-worth. It is estimated that around 1% of the general population are psychopaths, and their behavior can have serious consequences in the criminal justice system. Psychopathy is strongly associated with criminal behavior, particularly violent crimes such as homicide, assault, and sexual offenses. Studies have shown that psychopaths are more likely to engage in criminal activity than non-psychopaths, and that they are more likely to be repeat offenders. This is going to be the main focus of today's video. As always, you'll be getting a bonus towards the end of the video, and today's will be an unexpected fact about psychopathy. So, stay tuned until the end. Welcome to Wellness Lenses, where we talk about mental health and the journey to self-development. Without further ado, let's dive in. There are several factors that may contribute to the link between psychopathy and criminal behavior. One factor is the lack of empathy that is characteristic of psychopathy. Psychopaths are not concerned with the feelings of others and may view them as objects to be used for their own gain. This lack of empathy can make it easier for psychopaths to commit crimes without feeling guilt or remorse. Another factor is the willingness of psychopaths to engage in risky behavior. Psychopaths are often thrill seekers who enjoy taking risks and may be more willing to engage in criminal activity as a result. They may also have a diminished sense of fear, making them more likely to take risks that others would avoid. Psychopaths are also skilled at manipulating and deceiving others, which can make it easier for them to commit crimes. They may be able to charm or intimidate their victims, or convince others to participate in their criminal activities. This ability to manipulate and deceive others can also make it difficult for law enforcement officials to identify and apprehend psychopathic criminals. It is important to note that not all psychopaths engage in criminal behavior, and that many people who commit crimes are not psychopaths. However, the strong link between psychopathy and criminal behavior has led to increased attention on the role of psychopathy in the criminal justice system, including the development of specialized treatment programs for psychopathic offenders. The truth is, many people with psychopathic traits are able to function in society without engaging in criminal behavior. Psychopaths can be found in all walks of life, from business leaders to politicians to healthcare professionals. They may use their charisma and manipulative abilities to succeed in their chosen professions, and may even excel in their careers due to their lack of empathy and willingness to take risks. It's also worth noting that not all criminal behavior is the result of psychopathy. There are many factors that can contribute to criminal behavior, such as trauma and mental illness. While psychopathy may be a contributing factor in some cases, it's not the only explanation for criminal behavior. Here are a few examples of famous criminals who were not psychopaths. First up, Al Capone. He was an American gangster who rose to infamy during the Prohibition era of the 1920s and 1930s. Born in Brooklyn, New York, in 1899, he grew up in an Italian immigrant family and became involved in criminal activities at a young age. He eventually became the leader of the Chicago Outfit, a powerful organized crime syndicate that controlled many illegal activities, such as bootlegging, gambling, and prostitution. Capone was known for his violent methods and ruthless tactics, which he used to maintain his power and eliminate any rivals. He was also notorious for his lavish lifestyle, which included expensive cars, jewelry, and luxurious homes. Despite his criminal activities, he was seen by some as a Robin Hood figure, who provided for the poor and supported local businesses. Capone's downfall came in 1931, when he was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. While in prison, he was diagnosed with syphilis, which may have contributed to his deteriorating health. He was released from prison in 1939 and retired to his estate in Florida, where he died in 1947 at the age of 48. Although Capone was a notorious criminal, he was not considered to be a psychopath. While he was certainly violent and ruthless, he was also known for his charisma and charm, which he used to gain the support of others. Additionally, he did not display some of the key traits associated with psychopathy, such as a lack of empathy and disregard for the consequences of his actions. Next up, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, famously known as Bonnie and Clyde, were a notorious criminal couple who operated during the Great Depression era in the United States. Bonnie was born in 1910 and Clyde in 1909. The couple met in Texas in 1930 and quickly fell in love. Clyde had a criminal record and had recently been released from prison, while Bonnie was working as a waitress. Together, they embarked on a crime spree that lasted 2 years, during which they robbed banks, stores, and gas stations, as well as killed several people, including law enforcement officers. They became infamous for their daring and violent robberies, as well as their ability to elude the police. Bonnie and Clyde were eventually ambushed and killed by law enforcement officers in May 1934. Their story became the subject of numerous books, films, and songs, turning them into iconic figures in American pop culture. While they were certainly criminals, they were not considered psychopaths. Finally, Frank Abagnale. He is a former con artist and imposter who became notorious in the 1960s for successfully impersonating a variety of professionals, including a doctor, lawyer, and airline pilot. He was born in New York in 1948 and grew up in a broken home, with his parents separating when he was 16 years old. After running away from home, Abagnale began a life of crime that would eventually lead to his arrest and imprisonment. He was able to successfully pass fraudulent checks by impersonating a variety of professionals, including a Pan Am pilot, which allowed him to travel around the world for free. Abagnale's criminal exploits were the subject of the book Catch Me If You Can by Frank Abagnale Jr. himself, which was later turned into a popular movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio as Abagnale and Tom Hanks as the FBI agent who pursued him. After serving time in prison, Abagnale turned his life around and began working as a security consultant and lecturer, using his unique insights into the criminal mind to help businesses and organizations protect themselves from fraud and other forms of financial crime. Today, he is considered a leading expert in the field of white-collar crime and financial fraud. While he certainly engaged in criminal activity, he was not considered a psychopath. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about self-development and mental health. It really helps our channel, and your kindness will go a long way. Now, psychopaths have been known to engage in a wide range of criminal activities, from minor offenses to violent crimes. They may commit crimes for personal gain, or simply for the thrill of it. Some psychopaths are motivated by a desire for power or control over others, while others may be motivated by a sense of boredom or a need for stimulation. One common type of crime committed by psychopaths is fraud, as they may use their ability to charm and manipulate others to gain access to money or resources. They may also engage in theft, often without regard for the consequences or the harm it may cause to others. Domestic violence is another type of crime that is often associated with psychopathy. Psychopathic individuals may be emotionally abusive or physically violent towards their partners, and may show no remorse for their actions. In some cases, this violence can escalate to homicide. Psychopaths may also engage in white-collar crimes, such as embezzlement or insider trading. They may use their charm and manipulation skills to gain access to confidential information or to convince others to engage in illegal activity. So it's important to remember that while psychopaths are more likely to engage in dangerous behavior than the general population, not all psychopaths are criminals. Many psychopaths are able to function in society without engaging in criminal behavior, and may even hold positions of power or influence. Whether or not this may lead to committing crimes is a separate topic, beyond the scope of this video. However, it is still important to be aware of the potential for harm that psychopathic individuals may pose, and to take appropriate precautions to protect oneself and others. Now let's talk about treatment options for psychopathy. Treating this condition is indeed challenging, as it involves changing deeply ingrained patterns of behavior and thought. Psychopaths may not feel the need to change, or may see their behaviors as normal or justified. Moreover, some studies suggest that psychopaths may actually benefit from therapy by learning how to better manipulate others and to hide their true intentions. Despite these challenges, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, has been shown to be somewhat effective in reducing certain psychopathic traits. CBT aims to teach psychopaths to identify and modify problematic behaviors and thought patterns. It can also help them learn social skills and coping mechanisms to manage their impulses and emotions. Other therapeutic approaches that have shown some promise in treating psychopathy include dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, and schema therapy. DBT focuses on improving emotional regulation and interpersonal skills, while schema therapy addresses deep-seated beliefs and behaviors that contribute to psychopathy. It's worth noting that these therapies are not cures for psychopathy, and they may not be effective for everyone. Additionally, many psychopaths are never diagnosed or seek treatment, so the efficacy of these therapies is largely unknown in the broader population of psychopaths. And that's a wrap. But before we go, here is something you probably didn't know. One unexpected fact about psychopathy is that some studies have suggested that psychopaths may actually be immune to contagious yawning. Contagious yawning is when seeing or hearing someone else yawn triggers you to yawn as well, and it is thought to be a subconscious sign of empathy and social bonding. However, researchers have found that individuals with high levels of psychopathic traits are less likely to yawn in response to others yawning. This may suggest that psychopaths have a reduced ability to feel empathy or to mimic the emotions of others. Alright folks, that's all for today's video. As we've just discovered, psychopathy and criminal behavior are often linked, but not all psychopaths are criminals. While psychopathic traits can certainly have serious consequences in the criminal justice system, it's crucial to recognize and understand these traits so we can prevent and address criminal behavior effectively. So, what did you think about the topic? Have you ever encountered a psychopath in your life? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, sharing is caring, so if you know someone who might find this topic interesting, feel free to share it with them. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any of our upcoming content.